What's good? What's good? It's your boy Mario checking in. Right now it's London session. Uh, like what 5 in the morning? London session. Right now in GBPJPY shorts, gold shorts, live trades. Show my little screenshot I just posted. That's a screenshot of the trades I'm in right here. So I'm in two positions on GBPJPY, and I'm in two positions on gold. So I guess we'll go over DJ first. DJ first. These are these are the setups that I had seen. So this was GJ. Basically, this is where GJ opened up at the market, and I noticed that this order block right here had formed. Price already had came and tested it once, came down, broke this structure low right here. So that was what I seen happening at that time was this retracement coming to retest this order block, and that could possibly give us a drive down to take out these sell stocks below these equal lows right here, and maybe even fill in some of these imbalances down here at these lower levels. So that was the idea on GJ. Come over here, drop down to the smaller time frame. All right, so I think it was around London, or let's see, what time did I enter these trades? Let's see, my first trade was took at 15376. So I took the first trade at 15376. 15376. So that's what my first position. Yeah, I took my first position right here at the lower discount right here. So I took my first position at the lower discount. Um, and price came back and pulled back to retest discount. So at that time, it looked like this. Or I could just use the replay button. I just use the replay button. So at that time, it looked like this. So as price was coming down to break these lows, that's when I entered my first position. Being that we had came, respected this order block on the our time frame and created this structural break right here. So notice this push high before we came and pushed back down. This was the actual order block that I was looking at inside of this structure right here. So notice how price tested the hour order block in this gray shaded area and then came back down. And once it came back down, came back to break these equal highs for some for to hit some buy stops, grab some liquidity on buy stops. And when it did that, it tested this order block right here. So notice how it came back into that actual order block right there and then failed. So that's why I took that first sell position. So let me, all right, so boom, when it pulled back, I entered my next position right here. I entered my next position at 829. So really like up right above that position right there. I entered my next position right here at the close of this candle. When the price had retraced up, I opened a position again right here to scale in again, and those were my two positions on GJ. So we got this nice fall right here, breaking this structure low right here. The price seemed to want to come back and retest. So notice we failed coming back into this area to retest. So I'm really not expecting price to come back up in this area, being that we already had this push high, breaking these equal highs, and a nice new low right here. So now that we're retracing, price could possibly just be making just in trend, making new lower lows and lower highs. And as we're doing it, we just take out buy side liquidity as we go down to the downside. So mean, that's pretty much it on GJ. Nice hour candle structure as well. I love how this last hour candle closed. I love how the 4 hour candle chart look as well. So just in this trade right now, letting it play out. Take a look at nice 3 hours, 3 hour chart patterns as well. So yeah, I'm definitely looking for a nice run down into this area, breaking these lows right here. Possibly coming below this low right here, and filling in this imbalance in this area right here. So if I can get that right there, that's where I scale out first, and then possibly catch some more downside movement. So let's move to gold real quick. So gold, let's go to play up gold right here. And I didn't enter these trades last night. So usually I enter my trades like sometimes I fucking rush and enter my trades in Asia section. And man, honestly, man, like I've came to the conclusion like Asian session is not the time that I should be trading. It's not enough volatility. Price is not enough daily data for the new daily candle. It's a new range starting, new session. It's just so much stuff going on in the Asian session that needs to play out coming into the London session to make everything make sense for that day. And even when London session open, um, I still feel like you need a couple of hours to just kind of gauge things. Sometimes you get that early London session move, but like 3:30, 4 o'clock, I kind of find those to be the times to trade London session. So anyway, I just really kind of got my bias last night. Looked at the charts, did a few markups, got some ideas, went to sleep, and woke up, and the ideas kind of came into fruition. So let's see, this was gold right here. So this was gold last night. I was looking at this order block right here on the hour time frame, and I'm looking at this imbalance right here. Notice this big upside candle. How price just left this zone right here. So I'm looking forward to price to come back and rebalance that zone. And yeah, so notice how we was right here in the market. I had a feeling that we'll probably push down to induce some early sellers and come back into these lows before we pop back up. And usually I try to trade shit like that. But I sat on the sidelines and just waited for this order block to be mitigated. And this is what happened. So let's go to the house time frame. So this was when the market opened right here. So notice how price came. I was looking at this level right here. This was the level I was looking at. I was looking for price to maybe come back into this level right here, retest it, and then shoot up to test that order block. So we came back into that low right there. Pretty sure a lot of people's with some early sellers right there, being that they was probably looking at this as a support and resistance break. This was support, and then they probably was looking at it like, hey, price formed the resistance right underneath that support break. So I'm pretty sure they had a lot of buy stops right here, and they also had this order block to mitigate. Plus this imbalance right here, area right here, this area of imbalance right here, sort of like. So let's see how that happened right here. So boom, notice how price shot up straight up to that area, right? Let's go to the smaller time frame. Notice how price shot up straight to that area, into this order block. And that's when I started paying attention. And this was right around London session. So I started paying attention. I didn't enter the trade. Usually trading these order blocks, executing trades with this approach. Um, I used to rush into the trade as soon as it hit the order block or the zone I'm interested in trading, right? And now what I do is this. So it hit the order block. So what I did was for the first rejection. Always wait for the first rejection. And this is why, because when I noticed the pattern that price makes when it hit these order blocks, I kind of draw it right here. So this is the pattern that I noticed price makes. So say we're in a downtrend and we shoot down short to hit an order block. That first bounce is what you wait on, because this is the pattern that kind of forms when price hits an order block. You feel me? So it'll be like 3 pushes. Sorry, that's not super neat, but say, well, let me do it like this. All right, cool. Here we go. So say we're in the downtrend. Let's go. All right, here we go. Say we're in the downtrend. Price making lower lows and lower highs, and then we just shoot down sharp to hit a level, right? Wait for that first bounce, right? Because this usually is the pattern that forms right here. So notice how when price shoots down, when price say this was the level right here. So say everybody thought that this right here was a support level right here. So let's say we was trading right here. Everybody thought this was a support level. But say we had a mitigation block down here that we had to fill, right? So what price would do, price would shoot sharply to that to mitigate that order block, right? So that's not when I buy. I don't buy right in. I wait for that first bounce. So once I see that first bounce, I wait for that move right there. That second dip is the move that I will buy. And then this is like the confirmation move right here. So I notice price always kind of forms that structure when it hits an order block. It always be different variations. Sometimes it may look like this, sometimes your dip may look like that, it could be like this. It can look in all kinds of certain ways, right? But just look for that three-headed pattern. I'm not gonna say head and shoulders pattern, right? Because it's really not a head and shoulders pattern. When you look at it, it's not nowhere near a head and shoulders pattern. It's just 3 heads. That's all you're looking for. All right, so this is the example right here. So notice how we came into this zone, right? Let's wait for the first rejection. So boom, that was the first rejection. Then I went to the smaller time frames, right? And once I got that first rejection, I put a sell limit at the top of this counter right here. So I put my sell limit right there because I got that first rejection, right? So look at that nice rejection. Price rejected. Price kind of like forming a double top, right? And then let me say this too. I almost was starting to feel like I was gonna get left out of the trade right here too when I was looking at it. I was looking at it like, damn, maybe I should go and enter. But that's the shit I used to do. Entering on that first leg, right? So I waited. I just put my sell limit there and I waited. Right. So I'm pretty sure a lot of sellers saw this, right? And started selling it and start putting buy stops right there. So then they started forming liquidity. People probably started shorting this move right here as well. So I'm pretty sure you had buy stops right above here at this time as well, forming too. Let's see what happened. All right, so boom, that's when I got in the trade right there. All right, this is now. So that's when I got in the trade right there. Got entries right there above that week. And notice how we came back into this area. Let's look at the women's high. Notice how soon as we broke this high right here, right? Notice how price came back into this area very strong, breaking this structural low right here before we created that new high. And now we're basically breaking structure, right? once we take out um, sell side liquidity right here, right? Pretty sure you got a lot of sell stops down here. So once we take out this sell stop liquidity, probably come run down into this order block down here in a 1 minute time frame now. So we got a nice order block down here. Too much stuff in the way. So we got a nice order block down here. I see price can easily trade to. And we also have a nice level right here. Price can easily trade to. And this is on the 1 minute time. Right? That's 65 pills. That's 85 pills right there. So that's a nice play right there. Just from coming back into these daily lows right here. So we're playing with a nice range. You know what I'm saying? Super nice range. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna really hold up y'all too much longer, man. That's the two plays on there. Some good trades, man. BTC, what? BTC, oh shit, BTC coming into that first order block too. And so I think Bitcoin probably gonna sell off at this order block right here. Yeah, I'm just watching it because if you reject this order block right here, then I'm gonna catch some shorts and trade this daily candle to this daily low right here. So I catch some shorts in this order block right to that daily low. That's about 5,000 pips. You know what I'm saying? That's another play there. Just patiently watching and waiting on this way. Let's see which order block for next. So once and basically I wait for the same thing on here. I wait for that push, and then I wait for the first rejection. Then I guess my new strategy would be to just put a sell limit on the high of the first leg. You know what I'm saying? That would be my strategy. Because it's more robotic to what I'm trying to do. So, all right, man. Appreciate y'all watching, man. Mario checking out, man. I'll see y'all for maybe like a weekly review or market breakdown this weekend. I hope y'all had a good week trading. Man, this is my first day trading out this week, but I just felt like trading Friday. I really like the settles, and I actually can see these settles rolling over into next week. You know what I'm saying? To finish this monthly cycle. So, hey, yeah, see y'all later.